What's going on, guys? Blake Hawthorn, it's his turf, and tonight we're going to be looking at 12-month lawn maintenance contracts. So welcome to a Sunday night at 6, lawn care tips and tricks. We're going to be jumping into our 12-month lawn maintenance contracts. If you missed last week when we were going over our service agreements, be sure and check that video out. Tonight we're just going to pick up right where that one left off. All right, guys, so if I covered everything, there would be like a 25-minute video. So I'm gonna have to leave a few things out and it's still gonna be like 20 minutes long. Justin's over here shaking his head yes, because he knows. All right, this is gonna happen pretty quick, but we're gonna pull it up on the screen and then kind of jump back into what we're talking about each time. If you want access to this document, be sure and send us an email or leave a message down below, and we would love to send you access to this and many of our other lawn care documents. All right, guys, so on our 12-month contracts, we have extended this green box, and this is a checkbox service for any of the services that they would want to include in their lawn maintenance contract. A few things that you want to look at in this specific contract is going to be the square footage of the lawn. That's an important one to document, whether it's for aeration, the lawn mowing, the fertilization weed control, or for the overseeding. Another thing that you want to take notice of and document when you're making this contract is going to be what type of mulch that the customer has and how many square feet their flower beds are. Another thing that you want to note is how many crepe myrtles. So every February we do some crepe myrtles, or crepe murder as some of you call it. What you want to do is document how many of these there are, so that way you can charge accordingly. Here in Central Arkansas, we have a very high deer population, so a lot of our customers that have a lot of annual and perennial flower beds have us put down deer repellent. So this is another thing to take notice of. Another thing that you'll notice that we've added to these contracts is going to be a spot after each and every section that the customer can initial off, stating that they have read through it and they understand it. After you get through our green checkbox is where you see our initial cleanup box. We've expanded this into a checkbox system covering a lot more of the details of the services, just to make sure that you cover everything when you're charging that customer for the initial cleanup. As you get on over to page 3, guys, you're going to see an Excel spreadsheet that we have created that has all of the services from the green checkbox listed out. And then we have all the months across the top of the page. And what that allows us to be able to do is to go through each month and state what month these services are going to be provided. What I found myself doing on our service agreement and our 7 to 10 month service agreements is I would literally write out each and every month what services I was doing. So when it came to this 12-month service agreement, I took a little bit of a spreadsheet idea that my friend Mark Sloan with Sloan's Lawn and Landscape had, and we kind of incorporated it with our green checkbox and came up with this spreadsheet. It allows for a customer to take a very detailed look at what services are going to be provided what months of the year. Just below that, it states that It's His Turf is responsible for providing these services the months that we have stated. And then me or my foreman will sign it at that point, just binding us responsible for that. And then, guys, as you get over to page 4, you're going to see an extended terms and conditions. This talks about rain delay. It talks about early cancellation and what that penalty is. The reason we put an early cancellation in 12-month contracts is so that the customer can't cancel on you in January after you've gone through all summer, all leaf season, and then now when you're actually going to make some pretty easy money, you're doing in January, February, on into the early part of March, that the customer cancels on you. Unfortunately, I know, because this has happened earlier on before we had this in place. One of the major reasons that we have this is because if you see just below that, it says levelized monthly payment due. And what this means is that we have taken all of these services, even the crepe myrtles that we do in February, all of our major trimmings and cutting back of ornamental grasses, any of those services that we do in that off season, and we have calculated what it costs for the entire 12 months and then divided it by 12 months for a levelized bill. That's why you see the 200% early cancellation fee. As you get into the service address and billing address, we have separated these now because we've realized that a lot of times our customers do not live at the residence full time, and so we want to have the billing information separate from the service information, just to make sure that that bill gets to them in a timely manner. Okay, guys, so that's kind of a quick overview of our 12-month contracts. The reason that we started implementing these is truly so that we could grow and expand our company. What I saw early on is that I was having a lot of guys come in seasonally, and I wasn't able to keep them year after year, because when I would have to let them go in the fall, they would go and find another job. And so what I found is that in order for us to offer this same quality of service year after year, and to truly be able to grow and expand year after year, that I needed 12-month contracts in place. That way I would have that same consistent revenue every single month, year round. My first winter in lawn care, I literally had to chop firewood to be able to pay my mower payments. The next season is when I implemented these lawn service agreements, our 7 and 8 month agreements, and that's what allowed me to be able to expand a little bit more and to bring in some revenue. I want to say we were up to probably about $3,000 a month in annual revenue. But the year that I finally made the change, I think it was about 3 years in that I made the change into our 12-month lawn maintenance agreements, is when we went from bringing in about $3,000 a month, over $9,000 in monthly revenue. This is major in growing a company, especially through those months of late December, January, February, early March, before the season really gets started again. So guys, I hope that you will highly consider implementing these types of documents just to cover yourself and to help you be able to grow, but also to help hold you responsible in the services and the quality of your service that you're providing for your customer. Remember that this does work both ways, so be sure and make sure that you're ready for that type of accountability. Guys, be sure and check out next week's video when we teach you how to price out shrubs. This is one of the line items listed in that green checkbox. If there's something else that you'd like to know of how we charge for it, be sure and leave a comment down below, and I would love to shoot a video about it for you. But guys, thank you so much. God bless, and we'll see you next Sunday at 6 with our lawn care tips and tricks.